Hello students, welcome back to Science Online Classes. I am Jafar Basha, your science teacher. So without wasting the time, let me study about the transportation in the life process lesson. Dear students, already you study about the blood, which helps to transport the food, carbon dioxide, oxygen and waste materials in our body. Let us learn more about the blood being a fluid connective tissue. Let me study the blood. The blood consists of a fluid medium called plasma and the cells are suspended in it. As well as the blood transports food, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous waste in a dissolved form because the blood is a liquid in form, so that's why these are all dissolved into the blood and transported into the body. Then oxygen is carried by RBC. RBC means red blood corpuscles. Then other materials such as salts are also transported in our body with the help of blood. To do all these functions, we need a pumping organ which pumps the blood all around the body, that is called heart. And we need a network of tubes which supply the materials to each and every tissue and cells of our body. They are called as blood vessels. And we need a system to ensure that these network of tubes can be repaired if it is damaged. This is called circulatory system. So that's why we need to study in details all these three. In that one, blood vessels. The blood vessels are three types. One is arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries helps to take the blood away from the heart, and the veins helps to bring the blood to the heart, and the capillaries which helps to supply the blood each and every tissue and cell of our body. Understood everyone? Now let's study about the human heart in details. Okay, dear students, come to that one. Let me study the human heart in details. The human heart mainly consists of four chambers. These two upper chambers are called as atrium and these two lower chambers are called ventricles. So because of the left side, they are called as left atrium and left ventricle. Because of it is right side, right atrium and right ventricle. So in between the right atrium and the right ventricle, there is a tricuspid valve is present. It is a one-way valve which ensures the supply of blood from atrium to ventricle. Like this, in between the left atrium and left ventricle also, a one-way valve is present, that is called as bicuspid valve. Understood? So we can see that one is a superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. So this ensures bring the impure blood to the heart from the body. And we can see that one, these two pulmonary veins are there. These pulmonary veins ensures to bring the blood, pure blood from the lungs to the heart. And as well as we can see that one is a blue pipe is there. So this is called as a pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery take the blood from the heart to the lungs. And as well as we can see that one there is a red pipe is there. This is called as great aorta. This aorta receives the pure blood from the heart and supplies to the body of a human. Understood? So this is the structure and the parts of the human heart. There are mainly four chambers, two auricles and two ventricles, the four valves, tricuspid valve, pulmonary valve and aortic valve, these four valves. And in between this right side and left side, so there is a wall is present. This wall is called as wall of septum. Understood? So this is all about the structure of human heart. Let me study how this heart will function. Okay.
Okay, dear students, let's study about the human heart. This heart pumps the blood which runs all over the body in 1,000 miles. Let's see how it is functions. So this is the working of a human heart. In this, the left atrium receives the oxygenated or the pure blood from the lungs. Once the left atrium fills completely, it contracts and the bicuspid valve will opens. Hence, the oxygenated blood flows from left atrium to the left ventricle. Then the blood is pumped to the aorta from the left ventricle by contracting it. This aorta, the aorta supply the oxygenated or the pure blood to each and every part and tissues of our body with the help of arteries and capillaries. At the same time, these capillaries and veins collected the deoxygenated or the impure blood from the body and supplied to the heart through the vena cava. We can saw that the upper vena cava and the lower vena cava which supply the impure blood to the heart. The impure blood, the deoxygenated blood enters into the right atrium of the heart. Once the right atrium filled, it contracts and the tricuspid valve opens. The blood flows into the right ventricle. Once the right ventricle filled, it contracts and pumps the blood into the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery carry the impure blood to the lungs where the filtration or the purification of blood will takes place. Like this, the blood transport in our body. Both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood enters into the heart separately. Hence, it is also called as double circulation. So throughout the body, the blood is flowing.
Okay, dear students, after the blood and the heart, we have to study the one more type of the fluid is responsible in the transportation in the human body. So that is called lymph. The lymph is also called as tissue fluid. Tissue fluid. So this tissue fluid from the pores, small holes present in the capillaries of the vessels, the small amount of plasma, protein and the blood cells are escaped into the intercellular spaces in the tissues and form tissue fluid or the lymph. So this lymph is flows into the lymphatic capillaries. They are joined to form a lymph vessel and finally they are opens into the large veins. So this lymph or the tissue fluid is transported the digested and absorbed fat in our body. So this is the second fluid which helps in the transportation of materials. These transports the digested and absorbed fat in our body. Understood? So these are all about the human beings. Let's know how the transportation takes place in plants. The plants, the transportation takes place with the help of two tissues. They are called as xylem and phloem. Let me study in details. Okay, as you know that one, the xylem and the phloem both are responsible for the conduction of water and food. So the xylem helps to conduct the water and minerals. Water and minerals from the roots which is present inside the soil. So that's why the roots will absorb the water and minerals and these are carried by the tissue called xylem, which is responsible to transport these water and minerals from the root part to the leaf part of the plant where the photosynthesis will take place. After the photosynthesis, the food is prepared. That food is transported by the phloem from the leaf part to the other parts of the plant body in two-way direction. Remember, the xylem is conducting the water in one-way direction only and the phloem conducts the food materials in two-way directions. So it conducts the food materials. Understood everyone? So like this, the transportation of water and food materials takes place in the plants with the help of xylem and phloem. Hence, because of the two are conduction in process, they are called as vascular tissues. They are called as vascular tissues. Vascular means they are responsible for conduction. Understood everyone? So this is all about the plants in which the conduction of water and minerals as well as the food materials are transported. Hope you understood. So we will continue to the next class. Thank you, Anita.